Welcome to Pennsylvania in Focus. I'm Anthony Hennon. Joining me today is the Center Square's Pennsylvania editor, Kristen Smith. Kristen, we see Republicans urging the governor to send the Pennsylvania National Guard to the Mexican border to deal with some immigration issues, but it's not looking like Shapiro is going along with that. What can you tell us here?
Sure. So Governor Shapiro, in a statement to the Center Square, told us that essentially it's up to Congress to fix immigration issues and that the Senate's recent passage of a bill to send National Guardsmen to the Mexican border along Texas, that it's just failed talking points, political grandstanding, and ignoring the decades of immigration reform that the country has desperately needed. So he has shown no interest at this point in time in sending troops there. Nationally, there's been 14 states that have sent troops into Texas to help them with their Operation Lone Star, which is about apprehending migrants at the border. I think they've arrested and stopped something like 498,000 migrants since 2021, and almost 40,000 of those are criminal arrests, and 90% of those are felony charges. So this speaks a lot to what Senate Republicans in particular have concerns about. They think that there's an influx of undocumented migrants that are rushing across the border. Nobody seems to be doing anything about it at the federal level. And so that means states really should step up and help Texas deal with this issue because it's something that impacts everybody. So that's kind of the crux of the issue between Senate Republicans and Governor Josh Shapiro, and presumably House Democrats who are the third spoke in this wheel.
Do we have a sense of how much this is really impacting Pennsylvania? I mean, do we have any rough ideas of how many immigrants are actually coming to the Commonwealth?
Sure. A recent report by the Federation for American Immigration Reform estimates that of the 16.8 million undocumented immigrants living in the United States, about 272,000 are in Pennsylvania. And as a share of the undocumented migrants that have been sent to sanctuary cities since 2021 by Texas, I think roughly 3,400 have gone to Philadelphia in the last year and a half. So there's, that we are, as Senate Republicans are saying, this is definitely an issue for the state too. They're concerned that undocumented migrants are siphoning off taxpayer funds to use safety net programs. They're also concerned about the huge influx of fentanyl and other drugs across the border. As we all know, Pennsylvania has a serious problem with opioid overdoses. More than 5,000 people in Pennsylvania die each year from an overdose. So there's a lot of issues here that lawmakers see as a direct outcropping of immigration.
So is there much other action within the General Assembly to address any of these issues, either directly or indirectly?
So one of the most recent efforts is one that has not yet been introduced but has been announced that would impose new fees for international wire transfers. The idea here is to target money that's being sent from Pennsylvania to other countries, particularly from migrants who are sending money back home. And so this isn't just, concern about immigrants who are working jobs under the table, but more or less the criminal element of this and how criminal organizations may be exploiting wire transfers to, move money between Mexico and America. A 2021 report from the Government Accountability Office cautioned that wire transfers continue to be used by transnational criminal organizations and terrorist groups to launder money from drug and human trafficking. So something like 7.5% of the remittances sent to Mexico in 2023, which is roughly $63 billion, that alone can be linked to organized crime. So there's definitely a much darker element to the wire transfers than first meets the eye.
Well, listeners can keep up with this story and more at thecentersquare.com.
Learn from creative experts. At Skillshare, classes are taught by industry leaders excited to share their tools, techniques, and professional journeys with you. Follow the link in our show description to join Skillshare today and get 1 month free.